All right. I call this meeting to order at 5:36 p.m. Okay. So we're going to do roll call.
Blue,
Here.
Zapadia,
Here.
Granado,
Here.
Alcantar,
Here.
Wilson,
Here.
Taylor, Bronstein,
Here.
Cole, Marlanda, MacArthur, Preston, Simons, Cornelius, Napier, Telefera, Carrag, Patel, Pollard, Montgomery, Hooks, Hawkins, Chris, Espithia, Phillips, Jones, Talbert, Morrell, Eagle, George, Salter, Martin, Norton, Floyd, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Anime Club, Artists United, Baptist Collegiate Ministry, Black Student Union, Chemistry Club, Chess Club, Kappa, Computer Club, Delta Sigma Theta, Educators Rising, Enactus, Esports, Exercise Science and Wellness, Gamma Beta Phi, G-Swans, Gospel Choir, Kappa Alpha Psi, Kappa Delta Pi, Kappa Delta Sorority, National Panhellenic, National Society for Leadership and Success, Panhellenic Association, Sigma Chi, Sigma Gamma Rho, Brotherhood,
Was that for Sigma?
Sigma Gamma Rho, Brotherhood, Suave, Tabletop Game Club, Zeta Phi Beta, Zeta Tau Alpha, RHA, Kappa Sig, Canis Rainbow.
Okay. All right. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Yes, Montgomery.
Can we change RSO reports to say RSO announcements?
RSO announcements. Is there a motion? Can you make a motion? I move.
I move to change RSO reports to RSO announcements.
Is there a second? Is there, who had it? Okay. Does the Senate approve this motion by raising hands? Alrighty. Motion carried. We will change the RSO to announcements. Okay. Is everybody good with the agenda? Now. Alright, is there a motion to approve the agenda? Is there a second? By show of hands, is the Senate approved? All right, motion carried. Look at the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the, if you do not have the minutes, I believe they're on, right next to Jamal. All right, is there a motion to approve the minutes? Is there a second?
I second.
Does the Senate approve? Motion carried. Great job. All right, so are there any RSO announcements? Any organization announcements that you would like SGA to know about, to help spread the word on? Anything that you would like to announce to SGA, you may do so at this time. Yes, sir. Well, thank you. I had a mock this spring break. All right. Since there are no other further announcements, we'll move on. There's no public comments that have been submitted. None have been amended at the time, so we're gonna move on. To student body officer reports. So I want to remind, the senators of the constituencies, I'll be meeting with the Rules and Ethics to set up a checkpoint for all senators about the constituencies. But I want to remind you that we voted on those, and you do not have to do all of them because we do know it is like March, and we have a month left before May. But what we do, basically what I'm gonna ask you to do is for you to submit the hours that you have volunteered. So if you volunteered any hours with SGA, please, I'm gonna ask you to submit those. If you are new, this semester new, then you probably won't have that many hours. But I'm just gonna ask about your involvement with your committees. That makes sense, everybody? But I just kind of want to get you all just familiar with those constituencies. So I'll be meeting with the Rules and Ethics to kind of go over, and the Chief Justice to go over the checkpoint period and when we would want all of those things turned in by. I think for most of y'all that's been here for a year, you should at least have gone to a Windows to the World, right? You should at least had at least 6 hours of SGA community service. You should at least have been to at least 2 SGA events. How many of y'all went to the kickoff for Blue and Gold? Okay, that's an event that we put on. How many of y'all went to the kickoff for Homecoming? Okay. And how many of y'all worked one of those events? All right, so then y'all should have volunteer hours for SGA, things like that. So that's all I'm asking is you submit those so that we can show administration that we are actually doing things, that we're just not sitting here talking, okay? Also, I want to talk about promoting Cane's Harvest. And I want to ask you all about any ideas that you may have. And this is for RSOs. How many of y'all know that we actually have a food pantry for people who have food insecurities? Okay. How many of y'all know where that place is? Okay. See, we're trying to promote it more because there are students, whether you know it or not, you may know someone, now I'm not going to ask you to share no information, but we do have students on this campus that do not have access to food as some of us may have access to food, okay? So we want to make sure that we are spreading the word, but we're also promoting the food pantry. So are there any ideas that you think SGA could do to help promote the food pantry? Just kind of off the top of your head, Chris?
Is there any way we could put located and what it's about on the residence hall dorms, like exiting or coming in those doors. I know a lot of RLs post events there. Is there any way we could just post it there so they can see the passing?
Okay.
Jamal?
With enough like time in advance, you could probably put in a request form for drop, and we can make a video about it, among on social media.
Yes, Paul.
Make sure to have like a flyer on the TVs around campus, like a year-round thing. Just never take it off.
How about any like promoting events? So like maybe, I know, I'm not talking about like doing a canned food drive, but, cause I think a lot of people, have we done a canned food drive for the food pantry? For the food pantry, not for Greek life. Have we?
For the one upstairs?
Yeah.
Never.
We've never done a food can drive for the one upstairs? Oh, that's a problem. Okay.
Most of it comes out of student
Yes.
engagement.
It happened years past, I don't think we did it this year. I think we did it last year.
Okay. And was that for just for Greeks? Like, wasn't Greeks required to do that? I thought so. With Kelby? Okay. Great drive. Yeah, I understand. Okay. And also too, just to let you know, like the food pantry isn't just food either. There are feminine products, there are school supplies, soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, so like things like that too. So I mean, I'm kind of thinking, y'all let me know, I want SJ to kind of do a big university like drive where you can bring in school supplies. Because you'll be surprised how many people, you'd be surprised the amount of people that can't afford paper or that can't afford to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like even though we're in college, like there's some hardships on people, okay? And families go through things. And working with freshmen and working with freshman families, you get exposed to a lot of situations that you don't think college students will be in. So I want to do something like that. Definitely probably by the end of April. We'll probably do a whole month of April. How do y'all think about that? Doing something that we can collect food, school supplies, and just because the food pantry, sometimes it goes lacking because it really does fall in the support of students, like students giving or faculty giving. There is a small budget for the food pantry that the student engagement will go out and buy things, but it's not like a reoccurring thing that happens consecutively. So we want to make sure that we support our students here, okay? So I'll talk about that much later, get some ideas. If you want to help out with that, just let me know. You can send me a message in the group name. Just say, hey, I want to help, and we can get together. AC, you had your hand up.
You mentioned how you throw more food than give away food because it's really sad.
Yeah. So I know talking with people who work at the food pantry. Listen, if you tight on money, even if you ain't really got a food insecurity, if you tight on money, go to the food pantry. Get you some green beans. Get you something to eat, all right? If you can't cook, get a friend who can cook, and then they can cook it for you. Okay, we don't want to throw away food, and we don't want to throw away things because food does expire. Canned food expires at some point. Okay, 2026 don't get here, and the can gonna be gone. All right, so we want to make sure that we are promoting it as well as stocking it up because there are students who do need it. Does that make sense? Okay, moving on. All right, so how many of y'all? I'm not gonna ask that question because y'all already answered in the group meeting. But prepare for elections. We do have elections coming up in April. So if you know someone that is interested in running for senator, representative, for SGA, please let them know that elections are coming up in April. Jackie's gonna talk about the supervisor elections shortly, but just let you know, elections are coming up. So if you know anyone that wants to be involved in SGA, or if you wanna continue your involvement in SGA, start preparing for that now. Moving along, GSW Care Advocates. So I need at least 2 or 3 more GSW Care Advocates. I already have Miranda as one, but I need another. So, okay. Give me a second. Okay. So, who is it? Kayla?
Chris.
Amanda? Who is it? Homer? And who? And Beck. All right. Okay. Thank you. I will give all of y'all names to Ty. And she will get in contact with y'all. Okay. And I know 2 of you all are chairs, so just a little heads up. You know, if anything, just talk to us. Okay. You shouldn't get too busy. It shouldn't be a lot. But if you start to feel, I know that you have a co-chair and you don't have a co-chair, but you know, we can talk. Just kind of, we don't want to overload you, but I do appreciate y'all doing this. Okay? And then we also need to figure out faculty and staff awards. We can do that today. So I need all y'all. I need everybody in here to think of a faculty and staff that you think is deserving of an award. Okay, there's 2 awards. One, I think is, Chris is in here checking. I think one is strictly faculty, and I think one is either faculty or staff. Okay. Because you have the Oris Bryant Award. Listen, y'all, I got this email right here. Let me look at it. Yes. Okay. So yeah, we have the Oris Bryant Award. That one is faculty or staff, and then we have the Faculty Member of the Year Award, and that one's strictly faculty. Okay. So I need y'all to think of at least 2 faculty or staff that comes to your mind that you think is deserving of an award. Any takers at this moment? Home.
I don't have 2. I just have 1.
Okay.
Ari and Regina.
Ari. Okay. Who? Chris.
Dominique and the cat.
Dominique in the cab. Oh wait, hold up.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir.
Brittany Mellinger.
Brittany. Brittany.
This for the faculty of the year.
Right now, let's just do Oris Bryant Award.
So that's faculty and staff.
That's faculty and staff. Yeah. So we got Ari, Dominique, Brittany, Mellinger or Millinger? Mellinger. Yes. Correct. Brooke. Okay. Yes. Oh, Miss America. Is that all? Anyone?
Dr. Ashley Jones.
Oh, Dr. Jones. That's the new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna stop right here. Is yours faculty or staff?
So can you explain the faculty and staff part?
the type.
Too,
Uh,
like faculty. You want-
Faculty is professors. Okay, staff is like administrators. So like anybody that's like an assistant, secretary, that's staff. Or like who works in the coffee shop or cafeteria, that's staff. Faculty is like professors, associate professors, deans, things like that. Okay, so I need all y'all to vote on this. For the Oris Brown Award, would you like to give that to Ari? Do y'all know who Ari is?
Do a poll.
No, they're not in group name.
Oh yeah.
We gotta do it right now. Y'all know who Ari is? Ari is she's over rec and wellness, recreation and wellness. She's over the gym. So by show of hands, get ready to tally these votes. Who? Please don't vote more than once. It's gonna mess up the score, and we got time to be sitting here all day trying to figure that out. Yeah, I'm sorry. I love you. Ari, by show of hands, Ari Oris Brown Award. 1, 2, 3. Okay, leave your hands up. If your hand ain't up now, don't put it up. 18 for Ari. Okay, Dominique. Show of hands for Dominique. She works in the cafeteria. She's a lovely lady that greets you at the door. Okay, 8. All right, Brittany Mellinger. Okay. What does she teach?
Pharmacology.
Okay, she's nursing. She's a nursing. How many is that? Okay. Brooke Tone. That's 3. How many? That's Miss Sylvia, who also works at the CAF. 2, 3. Okay. All right, Ashley Jones. She's the new professor for communications. Adam, where'd you be?
I raised my. I think Ari is more.
All right, Ari wins the Oris O'Brien Award. Okay, all right, y'all. I'm telling y'all. All right, moving on. Okay, so this is strictly faculty. So if y'all want to carry Brittany over to faculty member, okay. It is. Yes. Okay. So Chief Justice wants to, so when you say you're a faculty member, could you just say why so that we can all have a clear understanding? Because sometimes we don't all know everybody, so that can kind of help us, okay? So, could one of y'all who picked Brittany, could y'all tell us why Brittany would be a good faculty member to receive the award?
Yeah, no, she just takes a lot of time, like, to actually talk to us personally one-on-one outside of the class. She relates a lot more in person. She spends a lot more time during lecture even, because we have smaller lectures, she'll spend more time talking about things that they relate to stuff, but it's not actually specifically on the exam. She talk about like your own medical stuff, your own drugs, all that kind of stuff.
Who else? Yes.
I would want to put Dr. Benjamin Metter in the nomination. He actually took over the exercise science program. We lost one of our instructors, and he has over 90 students that he's advising. So, and he's teaching more classes this semester. And he's working very diligently with the students, and he's been here for a good while, and I think he deserves to be honored. Thank you.
And yes.
Dr. Jason Berggren in the political science department. He he's also my advisor and been advising me for the past 2.5 years now. And he always goes out of his way to not only advise, but for class material and everything else. I had one more thing to say about him, but I forgot.
Yes.
Dr. Lisa Esom, she's over kind of long-term care management. She's a really sweet lady. I started here at GSW under long-term care, and then I decided that was not what I wanted to do. But she was really supportive, even though like I was still under her for advisement. She was like, "Yeah, you can just stay here until you figure out what you want to do." So that's kind of what I did. I think she's pretty awesome.
Okay. Oh, who's hands up first? Two, one.
I would like to nominate Professor Debbie Palmer. She is a psychology teacher in the thing up there. She's one of the sweetest ladies I've ever had. She is a great teacher. She cares about our mental health because at the end of class, she always asks us how we're doing. And when we was down to this is the topic, she showed us a really nice cat and dog picture. She's like such a sweet lady. She does great on her exams, and I just think that she deserves it more than anything.
And oh. Yeah, that was yours?
Dr. Tu, she teaches biology. She's really nice.
Isabel, keep your face straight.
Yeah, I don't.
I passed biology. Microbiology is hard. Okay, I have to wait. Let's say about that. Dr. Tu, she's really nice. You'll see her around. She's my biology. She's a great teacher.
Excuse me.
Everyone else, we try to their teachers. Not a lot of people drop That's all I have.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop there because we have that's 6. All right, yeah. So let's do a vote for Brittany Mellinger. Okay. The faithful, we love the faithful. Yes. Benjamin Metter. Half of the whole exercise science people raise their hand. You get the numbers. Okay. Jason Berger. Okay. How many people are there? That's 3. Okay. Lisa Ingram. What's it? Esom. I'm sorry. Let me change the name. Esom. Okay. Debbie Palmer.
She is really sweet.
How many people is that? Okay, and last but not least, Dr. Tu. How you gonna nominate her when you know you vote for her? Okay, who is that? No. Oh, you have a question? Oh, sorry, wait.
Did you vote? Okay.
Who voted?
Yeah.
And him, okay. Yeah, what's your question?
Maybe like the next time we do this, I've never had any of these people.
Yeah.
I've never had any of these people, so I don't even know. I voted for Dr. Martin. I've never had it.
Oh.
I've never heard it. So, and it's kind of biased too, because like nursing majors, like I can't vote on something I don't know. So maybe we could do it.
This is above me. All I have is, this is what I was told. I got a lovely email from people that control my pay. The SGA.
Vote on it, but like,
Mhm.
maybe we could do something.
It's kind of hard because,
You don't
I just don't know.
yeah, because it's kind of hard because none of us,
And we can't even require everyone from each department to.
yeah, because it's hard to get professors in
Yeah, we can't do that.
after 5. It's hard. I mean, I really don't know any other way that we could do it. Yes.
That's why we're giving it the information.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you said, no one's gonna know everyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just based on almost how we feel the person to be. Unless you know it's not.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's kind of.
Caitlin?
I think our staff is really broad. We have way more staff than we do faculty. We have staff of various kinds, whether that's cafeteria workers, custodians, and administrators. Which shows we have to dive up for each because they all come up.
Yeah, SJ is not in charge of who gets it. I mean, we're in charge of who gets the award. We're not in charge of the award ceremony. We're just told by higher ups, hey, pick 2 people from staff and faculty to get an award. So I think, who was it? Who won? So we will give the Faculty of the Year award to Dr. Palmer. All right. All right, moving along. Budget.
We have 2,623 with 13 cents, but I don't think that includes the 400 for flow. So we still have $400 coming out of that.
Yes, flow has not been taken out yet. Communications Director.
Okay, so we had another meeting for the Student Appreciation Month Committee. It was very kind of short meeting. We have another one tomorrow. Basically, we're just finalizing all these different days. I think you said the movie night's going to be on the 18th. And we are deciding tomorrow whether we're going to give out bucket hats or foldable chairs. So, yes. And you got to vote on the movies. We don't. Do we know the exact ones yet? They got to vote on it. Yeah.
We haven't voted on the
Yeah.
Okay, Principal Advisor of Elections.
So elections is coming up, and I have to pick a supervisor of elections. So basically what it is that for me to remain unbiased, I would need someone below me to help me out with elections. And so basically, hold on, this person. So you would receive everyone that is running. You would run and see if they can actually run according to the Constitution. Check on campaigns, check deadlines. Basically, you would do what I did for homecoming, which is like reach out, figure out who's running, figure out if they can run, stuff like that. So we talked about it last night, and so I move to nominate Caitlin Preston or Danielle Napier or Palmer Bronstein for Supervisor of Elections.
Is there a second?
I say.
All right, does the Senate approve? Okay, now we will go into a raise of hand votes. You will have to choose one of the following. Caitlin Preston, can y'all stand? If you're gonna call your name, Caitlin Preston, Danielle Napier, Palmer Bronstein. I'm missing somebody.
No,
That's it?
That's it.
Keep standing. Okay, so who was called first? Caitlin?
Caitlin.
Okay, so you two sit, Caitlin stand. How many do y'all think Caitlin will do great? By show of hand raise your hands if you agree. This is just senators, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have to count this. Okay, you got it? Danielle? We still only count one hand. Okay? Palmer? All right, and who is it, Caitlin? All right, Caitlin, you are the supervisor of elections. You and Jackie will get together and get with the rules and ethics and the Chief Justice shortly hereafter. Okay? All right, great, thank you. All right, I'm gonna dismiss.
University committee.
Hmm?
University committee.
Yeah. I'm on, at this point, unless y'all want to stay, I'm gonna dismiss the, rules and ethics, not rules and ethics, my God, the organizations at this time. Thank you. Oh.
No, you work right now.
All right, so, committee reports, rules and ethics.
No, I have to address it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Give me a second. Turn it back over, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to quickly address this. If you are in a committee and have not attended, you really need to attend because I have been receiving emails from the chairs saying that senators are not attending. So if you don't know your committee, then let me know. Failure to do so, if I keep hearing that you're not attending your committee meetings, it's just going to have to go up with the Supreme Court and they'll handle it from there. Yes.
How are we supposed to know if they're not reaching out to us when we come?
They shouldn't be emailing you. Haven't they emailed you? Who's your person? Graduate affairs. You have training though. You had training.
I don't know how to do it. She didn't say. She
Huh?
just said she was gonna send it to secretary.
So, yeah. I've never heard.
Listen, I just been receiving emails.
So do you?
Okay,
That's it. I've been receiving emails.
all right, y'all can handle that, after the meeting with Jackie. Okay, so if your person is not reaching out to you, make sure you reach out to Jackie. It is Jackie's job to beat down the professors and the faculty to make sure that they reach out to you, because you're all supposed to be sitting on those committees, okay? So, committee reports within SGA, rules and ethics.
We don't have
Okay. Communications. Parking tickets.
We will not be meeting. We might be meeting next week, but if we don't have more than 10 tickets, then we're just gonna keep waiting until we get a little more.
Judiciary.
We don't have
Okay.
anything.
Appeals.
We don't have anything.
Okay. Agenda.
Nothing.
Okay. Yes, you do. You met yesterday.
Oh, I mean, like, we just went over the agenda.
Yeah, but that's still met.
Thank you. All right. You may be seated. The budget.
Nothing yet.
Okay. That's fine. All right. Diversity and Inclusion Committee reports. Y'all will be meeting shortly after. Have any of y'all met with your university committee? Are there any university, you got one? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just threw it. So they met last Friday.
What was your committee?
I am the Academic Affairs Committee. They met March 11th. I wasn't able to be here, but I have the minutes, so I'll just share some of that. So they approved they proposed 2 new courses. I think they fall under history and political science. And then they're revising the history major and the history minor. And then they also had proposals for like changes in courses for nursing and health sciences. But I think those have already been changed. They just submitted them for file. And then they had some from College of Business and Computing, which is just things that they were, like if they had, like if a word changes, they have to refile everything. So I think that's just what they do. And then they're changing things in the accounting major.
They're changing things in accounting. Caitlin?
Oh, I'm in international studies, and they met today in the third class.
Mhm.
But I'm still
Yeah. You talk about it, because that's part of your committee, right? Yeah, go ahead. You want me to talk about it? Okay, I'll talk about it. Yes, IT. So, there's a lot, I don't know if y'all know this. Not Caitlin, Hannah and I met today at 3 o'clock with the IT people, and they were really great. You know, they talk wondrously about IT, and I'm going to share with you some things. We went over the IT governance. Basically, that's, you know, the committees that control IT around campus. And one of those is Information Tech Steering Committee. I actually, as SJ president, have to sit on that. They talk about the allocation of resources, basically funding for IT and cybersecurity. And then there's one that Hannah sits on, which is Instructional Tech Advisory Committee. And this is a faculty ran committee. They provide feedback on resources pertaining to instructions. They also oversight guidance of student tech fees. So the student fees that you pay for technology, they handle the allocation of that, and they also look over that. They have recently updated the nursing labs and education labs, those computers. And also there's a subcommittee which they want us as SGA to come, and they'll let us know when that is. They'll probably let Hannah know, Hannah will let us know, but they want all of us to come, so I'm gonna highly encourage, and maybe require that you come to that meeting, because it's important, because you're paying money for technology. It's important to know where that technology is going and to voice your opinion, okay? Another thing I want to address, that they also addressed, was make sure if you know someone that's having tech problems, that needs IT help, they're saying to you, please use the tech support, email tech support. That's the quickest way they can get it. It's feasible, and they're more likely to respond. And that, you know, if you put in a ticket, they'll look at it, they track the ticket, numerous people look at the ticket. So please, if you know someone that's having problems with their laptop, just tell them to put in to email tech support. Also, they talk about the residence hall, and I don't know if y'all remember 2020, they redid all the little Wi-Fi things in the residence halls. I wasn't on campus when they did that. So they updated all of that. They also, they made this comment, and they were saying that if you have an older, like how many of y'all play games, like video games? So if you bring like an older PlayStation and it's not acting right with the Wi-Fi, it's because they were saying that like that PlayStation, because it's old, is not compatible with the data, the bandwidth of the Wi-Fi. So that's a problem, you know? So just be mindful, if you have people that have those problems with game systems, tell them to be mindful of the model and year of that game system. Because it's not necessarily the Wi-Fi is acting up, it's probably the device. And that even goes with some of like your devices, like laptops, things like that, you know, or if you have wireless, how many of y'all got wireless printers? If you got a wireless printer on campus, don't use it. Do not use it. It creates a jam and it messes up Wi-Fi. It messes up the Wi-Fi bandwidth for other students. Definitely if you're staying in the residence halls. Do not use they tell you that. Do not use, if you got if you have a setting on there where you can use an old fashioned, you plug that thing in. Do not turn on, because that's one of the things, you know, that be jamming up the Wi-Fi. Stop. And if you got a friend that got one, tell them to stop using it. Okay? All right. So we was talking about that. They're also trying to they're talking with the state and everything about increasing the bandwidth potentially. And they're also talking about working with the previous company that they used to redo the residence hall's Wi-Fi, to kind of go back and to fine tune some of the, you know, the quirky places that need some help. Also, March the 29th, they're gonna come and, you know, they're gonna come and just kind of address this SGA. If you have any questions, they're just gonna kind of like give you an overview of everything. Any questions? Yes, Anne.
One thing that you didn't mention, I don't know if a lot of us got a copy
Yes.
So I did mention that, and they did find a bug in the coffee shop, and they fixed it, so hopefully, I know you're gonna want it to work together.
Yes. So that's the thing, like when you please let them know when things are not going well. Oh, also another thing I forgot to mention too was the storm dome. They're trying their best to get better Wi-Fi in the storm dome. It's really hard because of just how the building is made up, but they're trying their best to get better Wi-Fi. They actually saying they got better coverage at the bottom. I don't know if any of y'all experienced it, at the bottom of the storm dome. But it's an ongoing project and they're waiting on more equipment to come in to kind of keep enhancing it, but they're trying their best with that. And they just really want us to let you all know that please they're awaiting your requests. Like they want to hear from you. If you have any suggestions, if you have any comments, any concerns, let them know. Okay? All right. So we don't have any second reading or first reading. We're gonna go to announcements, Senator's report. We're gonna skip the athletic report. Go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
Hey everybody. So the only sports we really have going on right now are golf, baseball, softball, and tennis. And golf plays 6 out of 15 teams at the Wildcat Invitational, which is hosted by Georgia College. And then they have an upcoming tournament April 4th at Argonaut Invitational, which is just West Florida. And then baseball is 10 and 14. But they did win their conference series over North Georgia, and it's out of 3, so we won 2 out of 3. And then they play, like right now, against Valdosta State, so go to that because Valdosta is good and we're going to support. And then this weekend they play Atlanta. And then softball is 18 and 11. We played against Fort Valley last Wednesday, and won both of those games. And then we had a big weekend this weekend. We played Georgia College, and we threw a no-hitter. So we won all 3 games, and then didn't score a single one. And then this weekend we played USC Aiken. And then tennis, we're 0-5. They lost to Albany State on Monday, March 21st. And then at Wednesday we played Augusta State, but they didn't have the score updated, so I wasn't sure what that was. And then they played Georgia College this weekend, too.
So make sure to support our athletics. Okay, roll call.